So I promised I would make a lifting shoe review, and here we are. I finally have made time to make this. Hopefully I don't say the word too many times. So there's no right shoe for anybody. However, depending on a lot of things, depending on your feet, depending on your injury history, depending on what sport you're doing, and a lot of other factors, that's going to dictate what shoe you like best, and personal preference, you know. But I've had to dive pretty deep into finding the best shoe for me with having a knee injury that I'm trying to recover from. It's very important that I have the right stability and I allow my feet to work as well as they can. In fact, I've got my toe spacers in right now. And in fact, I do try and be barefoot as much as I can, especially around the house. And if I'm feeling ballsy, I'll walk around barefoot at our gym, which can be a little gross, but whatever. And there's a big trend going on right now about having a shoe with a wider toe box, as well as lifting barefoot has been a thing for a while, but I think there's a bit of a trend going on where we're finally starting to see it be more mainstream information. That being said, I'm going to jump right into why I've chosen some of these shoes and what I've used them for. Hopefully this gives you guys some insight. I have a bit of a wide foot, actually a very wide foot for the length of it, so I usually have trouble finding shoes that are wide enough for my toe box, and especially now that I've even improved my foot stability, it's gotten even wider. So right here I've got not any really thing I would do lifting in unless it's upper body, but these are Brooks running shoes. No, I'm not a runner at all. However, this is a great brand. These are the first ever Brooks Amplify, I believe. First generation. So these are about like seven-ish years old. And I don't know, I've had to bleach them a couple times. They're really been put through the ringer, but they're very, very comfortable. And I use these for if I'm having a rough knee or hip day, especially also just working on my feet in the gym so much. If you work on your feet, get a pair of Brooks or something similar where you have a good amount of arch support. This is specifically a pair that was good for helping prevent pronation. And these are a new pair of running shoes I have. They're nice and wide. They are a new brand called Ultra, and their brand is known for wide feet and just having a wide toe box. So not even if you have a wide foot, but just having enough space. Very, very, very comfortable. They are a bit pricey. You can find some of these on Poshmark used, and that's been my trick, is to get a lot of my shoes gently used. But check this brand out. They'll definitely be a brand that I return to at some point for, you know, if I'm going to be going on a couple mile walk or I need to be on my feet all day. I don't really care what I look like. I want to be comfortable. And that kind of brings me down to this pair of Innovates were my old kind of daily work shoes. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, there's giant holes in the sides. And one, I have a crazy pinky toe. But two, this just shows that like even a pretty good wide shoe is just not wide enough for my feet. So I've always had an issue where that's where my shoes wear out and end up with holes in the sides. These lasted only probably a couple years. They were very comfortable. They're very lightweight. I can imagine doing some type of CrossFit workout in these. I did a lot of upper body training in these. Not bad. Innovate's a great brand. Just not durable enough. The fabric here is very, very thin in front. And nothing that I could really rave too much about. I just wanted to show you guys these because I do like Innovate, and at one point they were one of my daily shoes. Here is my one pair of Nikes I own. I got these quite a few years ago. I don't know which Nikes they are. They're the Nike Metcons. I just don't know what generation. These were just, again, a daily work shoe. I just started working at a new fancy gym, so I wanted to have something where I looked pretty presentable for the type of clientele I was with. They're known for CrossFit, obviously. Supposed to be pretty supportive. I probably wouldn't buy another pair of Metcons. They didn't wow me, and they never felt natural to my feet. I don't know why. Not bad though. Flat bottoms. I'm sure they work for a lot of people. Just wasn't that impressed. Probably give these like a 7 out of 10. And here we've got another pair of Innovates. I told you I really like this brand. These are a huge hit for me. I've got a couple of my clients addicted to them. One, I think they're a really nice looking shoe. They come in really interesting color combinations, and they are kind of, again, in the middle ground. They're a bit more expensive, but not like over $100, or they're just about $100. But what I like about these is they're minimalist, but they still feel like a shoe. So they, you know, you're walking on gravel, you're not going to feel rocks on the bottom of your feet. However, they're very, very flat. The sides mold underneath your foot very nicely. And yeah, I would say these are not very supportive, but I do like these for a CrossFit type workout or a leg day. I have done plenty of heavy deadlifts in them. I think that they are not as supportive as I would like for my deadlifts if I were to look for a shoe as far as support goes, but I have plenty of clients who do really, really well in these. I guess more for sumo. I think the sides are a bit too soft, but I do know a lot of people like those powerlifting shoes, so I think that these are about the same level of support, just a different option. And these right here are my babies. These are Reebok Nanos. These are the 7s, I believe, and I think now they're like on 13s or something crazy. But I love the color yellow. You can't find these anywhere, which makes me sad. The back of them got very chewed up on the inside, and there's like rough plastic. So I do want to repair that, because besides that, the soles are perfectly fine. The soles on these shoes, very hard plastic bottom. And what I like about these Reeboks is the outside here is a very interesting hard, like plasticky fabric, which means like it doesn't stain, and my toes aren't gonna break through on them. These have lasted a long time. I've done strongman competitions in these, use them for work, squats, deadlifts. They're very sturdy, and there's no other shoe I'd rather want to do like a heavy yoke carry in. So these are also Reebok Nanos, and these are 8s. The nice thing about these, I just got these used. I've been looking at Poshmark to get some gently used shoes, since I love the older ones so much, and I really don't want to buy the new Nanos. The upgrade they made was the back of the shoe being a nice soft cushion, and so you'll never have the problem that you had with these. They've definitely probably learned their lesson, and on the next generation improve that. So these are a bit more comfortable, same hard bottom, same nice outside material. I would definitely urge you guys, if you're not weird about getting used shoes, you can always like clean them, and always check the soles to make sure they don't look worn out. These were super cheap. I think 40 bucks, probably close to 50 with shipping, but there's lots of options on sites like Poshmark for these. I might even go and get another backup pair just to have, because I love these so much. Now we're getting to very specific shoes. These are minimalist shoes, as minimal as they get, I feel like. They are Merrell brand, Barefoot. They have the Vivo, they're the Vivo brand, which are the same or Vibram, I'm sorry, same brand as those like 5-finger shoes, except they don't have the toe separation, so it's a bit more normal looking. I haven't worn these in a long time. I had a phase where I was addicted to these. I probably will give them another shot for deadlifts. Other than that, they are a bit too non-supportive for me. You can see how much they twist and bend. So it depends with these. I would say it depends. I've pulled some of my best deadlifts in these shoes. They're completely very close to the ground. There's a bit more of a shoe feeling to them than some of those deadlift slippers, but they are pretty darn close. As you can see, these also have a bit of wear and tear on the outside, and I have put these through hell. These lasted me a very long time. The soles are completely worn down here though, so if I'm wearing these on turf and I'm pushing a sled, like I can feel the turf through the texture through the shoes. So probably would say don't use these, or if you are going to use these for something like a truck pull, for strongman, or something more dynamic, expect the longevity to not be that great. However, if you're going to wear these just for deadlifts, they will last you a while, and they are some of my favorites. And then lastly, there are these squat shoes. These are the only pair of squat shoes I have ever owned. So I really don't have a lot to compare to. However, the reason I chose these are very old Reebok Legacies. Again, these are probably 5 or 6 years old. Was that the Reeboks are known to have a higher heel elevation, unlike the Adidas, the Adi Powers, which I believe only have, I think it's like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch elevation. These have a 3/4 inch elevation, and I used to think the higher the better with my terrible mobility. I will probably use these again. However, there's a few things I don't like about them. One, the toe box is too narrow. I loosened the Velcro all the way, and I just, they would have been broken in by now. They're just not wide enough for my feet, and in fact, it's almost impossible to find squat shoes that are wide enough for my feet. They have great longevity to them, I would say. They've taken a beating. I've worn them for many, 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 many competitions and many, many, many lifts. They can throw off your center of gravity and your balance, and that's something that happened to me as well. So keep that in mind. I've made better strides working towards having a better squat without heel elevation, and I think that that's really worth doing. However, if you're going to need a bit of an assistance for something like a front squat or a squat clean, this will be helpful. I'm just not looking to go ass to grass anymore at the moment, so I don't need these. That being said, this is probably like 7 years of shoes. Besides some Converse I might have worn at the very beginning, this is almost everything I've ever worn to lift in. And yeah, please let me know if you have any questions or want more shoe recommendations. And if I come up with any new finds, I will be sure to let you know.